Hello and welcome. What we're going to be looking at today is how to create an event and how to add paid registration options to that event. The first thing we'll want to do is go ahead and add our event. So we'll go ahead and set a future start date of the event. We'll publish it right away. And we'll call this the weekend paid event. I'll also go ahead and choose an optional image to associate to my event as well, and the location will be virtual. I can also go ahead and then put in my description. I'll just copy that a couple of times. And where it gets a little bit of interesting at this point is we'll just want to flick on this registration option. So we'll just want to set this to yes, and once we set that to yes, Members Village will know, hey, I'm going to start looking at all the different registration options that are available for this event and make those available. So optionally, with a registration event, I can set a deadline. So I know that my event is on the 4th. I can then set my deadline to be the 3rd, meaning I'll have time to then, export my attendance list, get logistics in order, whatever it is. It'll give me that buffer zone that I need. And what I also am able to do is then set a maximum number of registrants. So the maximum number of registrants for paid events especially is used when we want to cap the total amount of registrants attending our event. So let's say I had 3 different ticket types or 2 different ticket types for math purposes. Let's make it easy on ourselves. So I have 2 different ticket types for an event. I have a maximum of 10 registrants. Let's say I sell 5 of each type. At that point, registration is cut off. So it is not a maximum number of registrants per ticket type. It is a total maximum number of registrants. What we'll also want to do with this event is just make it visible and feature it as well. And at this point, we can hit submit and our event has been created. If we go back to our homepage, there it is right here, the weekend paid event. So if I click on read more, I'll come to the event, but obviously there's something missing. There are no registration options. So what we want to do is on the event management screen, here's our weekend paid event. What we want to do is simply click on the kebab, expand the related drop down here and go to event tickets, at which point you'll be able to then create your tickets, which will be available for sale or registration. So I'm going to go ahead and click add ticket, and on this screen I'm going to focus on just the essentials for our demo purposes today. So I'm going to give this ticket a name, and I'm going to also give it a rate. So the rate is of $1. And then I'm going to skip everything else and I'm going to make it visible as well. You can give a custom image to the ticket as well if you wish. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose, and I'm going to use this little calculator here. And I'm just going to go ahead and submit this. So we've now created our first ticket for this item or for this event. And if I refresh the event itself, there's our regular ticket for purchase. So if I'm purchasing this item, somebody can come along, they can add it to their cart. As they're checking out, they can add as many as they wish or update their quantity of as many tickets as they wish to. Now, while we're in here, what I also want to show you is a little bit more of an advanced ticket option, which is going to be a ticket option just for members. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead here, we'll click on copy, and I'm just going to go ahead and replicate the exact same ticket, but what I'm going to do now is set it to super admins only, meaning only those belonging to the super administrators group will be able to make this purchase. And I'm going to call this members only option. And what I'm going to do is also make this ticket 50 cents. So now that we've got our ticket option here, I'm going to remove the SKU code just because I'm copying the ticket versus creating a new one. I'm just going to remove the SKU just so I can have the system generate a new one for me. And I'm going to submit it. So here we see we've got 2 items. And since I am already logged in, fingers crossed, when I refresh this page, we'll see a second option as well. And there it is. There's our second members only option, which only again shows up not just for those who are logged in, but those who are logged in and have access to the group. So just to verify that, We'll go ahead, we'll sign out. We'll go back to the events. We'll click on our weekend paid event, and you can see here that the general public only gets access to the regular ticket option. And one of the last things we might want to cover is also the ability to collect additional information around a purchase. So let's say that I'm buying this regular ticket, but you as the administrator also wish to collect a little bit of data around who is actually coming to the event. So you might want to know their first name, their last name, you know, any sort of accessibility requirements or dietary restrictions. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back here into our portal. We're going to go under content and forms, because what we're going to need to do at this point is create a form which we can then attach to our ticket item. So I'm just going to simply go on add form, and I'm going to call this the 2021 paid form. And if you check under the templates, we already have a paid event registration option available for you. So you just simply click on that and hit create, and the system will generate a payment form for you that can then be associated to a ticket item. So in this case, we can see here that it's going to collect the first name, it's going to collect the last name, the email, the phone, and accessibility requirements and dietary restrictions. Wow, pretty in line with what I was hoping for in the first place anyway. So now that we've created our form, what we're going to do is head back to the events. We're going then to bring up our ticket options, and we're going to attach it to our regular ticket. So I'm just going to modify that. And now that we're back to our ticket listing, what I'm going to do is select one of these form or tickets to actually attach a form to. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose regular. So we'll go ahead and edit that option, and we'll scroll down to purchase forms. And what I'm just going to do, there's our 2021 paid form option. So I'm just going to go ahead and select that. Now you can add more than one form to a ticket option. So let's say you could add in, a form to ask about dietary restrictions and another one about accessibility requirements, or you could combine them into one form. It is completely up to you. You're in full control of how you wish to collect that information. Just know that you are able to select 1, 2, 3, or 0 forms to your ticket item itself. So I'm just going to go ahead and submit that. And now we can see here that the 2021 form is going to be then collected once the person or the registrant completes their payment or completes their checkout process. So they actually won't see any forms on the event itself. What they'll have to do is add to their cart, complete their checkout process. So I'll just show you what that might look like here. Sign in. I'm just going to go ahead and say pay later, because I know very well that once I complete the pay later option, I'll get the form anyway. So I'm just going to finalize this. And at this point, here is that form we just attached to the regular ticket option. So we can see here that it is being collected once I complete my process. And if I fill it out as myself, any fields that are then correlated back to the user profile will automatically be filled in. So that saves me time, and I'm able just to go ahead, submit this data, and my process at this point is complete as a registrant. Thanks for tuning in.